Hi, I'm Joni Patry, and welcome to my YouTube channel. Well, today I want to talk about if you have your moon in Libra. If you have your moon in Libra, Libra is all about balance. It's about finding balance. It's about peace. It's about harmony. It's about relationships. And relationships are going to be so vitally important for anyone that has their moon in Libra. Now, Libra is ruled by Venus, and Venus is the planet of love and attraction. And most of the time, you're going to find people with the moon in Libra very attractive, and many times they'll be involved in creative aspects of what Venus is all about, the arts, creativity. Many times because Libra is an air sign, that creative air to me represents music, musical ability, or just this love of connection through sound and music, because it is an air sign. But air signs are all about communication. So Libra is the communicator, but the way that they like to communicate is in a one-on-one relationship, because marriage and relationship and partnerships are so vitally important to this sign of Libra. Now, not everybody is alike that has a moon in Libra, because as you well know, your moon may be in Libra, but it could be in a different nakshatra. And the nakshatras are what really make these placements so much more specific and what you're all about. So I want to begin with, if your moon happens to sit from 0 degrees of Libra to 6 degrees 40 minutes of the sign of Libra, then the nakshatra your moon is in is called Chitra. And Chitra is called the bright and shining one, because its symbol is a shining jewel. And people with this nakshatra, their moon in this nakshatra, love bright, beautiful things. They adorn themselves with jewelry, with beautiful clothes, and they stand out in a crowd. They are eye stoppers because they have very beautiful eyes and well-proportioned bodies. They're beautiful. This is one of the most dazzling places someone can have their moon. And the nakshatra itself is called the Star of Opportunity. This is such a bright and successful star of opportunity. But even on top of that, the fixed stars that are in this portion of the zodiac are stellar, because my favorite, well, it is the most auspicious fixed star of the heavens, is Spica, and it sits at 0 degrees of Libra. And right close by is Arcturus. And both those stars are extremely auspicious. And Spica means literary talents, and it deals with talents in science and the arts, and it denotes riches and success. And Arcturus has similar values, they're placed right around 0 degrees of Libra. And Tavistar is the god of Chitra, this nakshatra, and he was the celestial architect of the heavens, of the universe, built everything, designed everything. And consequently, people that have their moon here or important planets here in this nakshatra, many times will go into something like architectural design, where they really can design things and create. This is a very, very creative star. And it is also ruled by Mars, which makes it even more dazzling, brighter, more ambitious, driven, energetic. This is an amazing star. And if your moon is in this portion, in this nakshatra, this means you started your entire life out in the Mars Mahadasha, which means life you hit the ground running, because Mars is all about action and energy, and depending on where your Mars is in your chart, it can be a difficult time to come into the world under Mars cycle, especially if Mars is not placed well. But if it is, then you came in with an abundant amount of energy, drive, ambition, and excitement, because this star is so bright, so shiny. And did you know that this star is very, very mystical? People with their moons in the star are mystics of deep, profound depth. And many times you will even find a lot of movie stars with this nakshatra, because it is the one that is beautiful and stands out in a crowd. It's shining. Remember, its symbol is a jewel. So very, very fortunate if your moon is in the nakshatra Chitra. It is an incredible star. So next, if your moon sits after 6 degrees 40 minutes to 20 degrees of Libra, then you have your moon in Swati. And Swati is definitely very, very intense. It's the communicator. Why? Because it's ruled by Rahu. And its symbol is a blade of grass or a sprout that sways in the wind. And when I talk about this nakshatra, they are conversationalists. I mean, many of them are even talk show hosts. They can talk up a storm. They love communicating with people. It's just an incredible air sign nakshatra that is intense. It's very mental, it's very cognitive, but extremely communicative. But this is called the star of independence. People with this star are extremely independent, and they don't want help from others. They want to go their own path, do their own thing, and don't want to be told what to do. Rahu is intense. Now, also with that, the god in this nakshatra is called Vayu, which is the god of the wind. So Vayu is what sways. And when I say swaying in the wind, sometimes these people would make great politicians. Why? Because they will sway with whatever the direction the wind goes in terms of conversation, and they come up with the right answer, how to sway people to their side. But don't forget, they will be very much the politician and say the right thing that's needed to be said at the right time. This is a very cool, controlled nakshatra that knows how to word things, to say things, to create favor in their direction. So if you have your moon in Swati, it means you started your life out in Rahu's Mahadasha. And that means you came into life with purpose, but intention. And your life was major highs and lows for the first part of life. Maybe there was even a lot of family problems and issues that went on that had to be worked out. And once you left the Rahu Mahadasha, that means you would go into Jupiter cycle next, which means that would be about prime time for you to start coming out of the intensity and the karmic issues that Rahu can cause into something much easier and better, going into Jupiter's Mahadasha. So next, if your moon sits after 20 degrees, 00, after 20 degrees of Libra, till the end of the sign, till 30 degrees, then your moon sits in the nakshatra Vishaka. And Vishaka's symbol is a triumphal arch, which means victory, success. And people with this nakshatra strong, or their moon there, means they never give up. They are bound and they are determined. And sometimes they don't care who they have to step on to get there, because they're going to succeed. They are going to be successful and triumphant. So looking at this, this is a high energy nakshatra because the god is Indra and Agni. So imagine Indra, the chief of the gods, the king of the gods, combined with Agni, which is fire, really does denote someone of strength, power, energy, ambition, drive, courage, and they're going to make things happen. This is a star of success, and it's said to be the star of purpose. This is what this is. So let me talk a little bit about one of the stars that are in this particular. This is actually where we have the 4 stars that form the scales. And one is Zubin el-Janabi. And this one is the star that overcomes obstacles. But there's a side to this star and a side to this nakshatra. Doesn't always come out, but it can. And it deals with jealousy and revenge. So be aware that that particular star, if they don't get what they want, sometimes they become jealous and sometimes revengeful. So watch that. If your moon is in this nakshatra, be aware that you are driven, you're going to succeed, but it doesn't come through hurting other people. That's not the way to get there. And with that in mind, you'll be a success and you'll be happy. You won't be the person that does this at all costs to get what you want. Do it with kindness. And that will be the best combination of all. And I do find that many people with this, their moon in this nakshatra, are very, very kind. So there's that's the dark side of it that it could surmount into. And remember, if you have your moon in this nakshatra, it means you started your life cycle out in Jupiter's Mahadasha. What a wonderful cycle to begin in. So I would imagine you're strong, you're vivacious, and your start in life is on a positive note. Family and instances around you are very encouraging and supportive, because that's generally the positive energy of when someone's in Jupiter's Mahadasha. Now, of course, it does depend on where your Jupiter's placed in your chart. But generally, as a whole, we look at Jupiter as a benefic, and it normally, not always, but it normally can produce good when you come into this world. So that pretty much covers what I want to say. If you have your moon in Libra, what a beautiful place to have the moon. Libra is the sign that is caring, that wants balance, and when things become out of balance, they work hard to bring balance back. This goes for the entire sign of Libra. So it's going to bring peace and harmony, relationships and love into this world. Those are your aspirations if you have a moon in Libra. So with that, I'd like to close. Remember, if you would like to learn Vedic astrology from me, go to my university. Check it out, University of Vedic Astrology.com. And our new start date for semester 1 is January 10th. Don't miss it. Start your whole new year out as an astrologer. And one more thing, if you would like to get my free newsletter, go to my website, galacticcenter.org. Receive all of my predictions delivered to your email for the coming 2022. Thank you.